Every resident of the United States, and they're certainly right about this, not just citizens, have protections guaranteed by the United States Constitution. Among the most basic is the Fifth Amendment's promise of the right to due process of law. And the courts have long held that due process includes, at a minimum, the right to notice of any charges against one, and then the right to be heard in a meaningful time and a meaningful place with one's own responses to those charges, potentially with the right to confront the government's evidence or its witnesses, to cross-examine them, and to produce one's own evidence. The First Amendment fully protects both citizens and non-citizens in speaking out and indeed in going to the press to make their speech. Habeas corpus is one of the most fundamental proceedings in Anglo-American jurisprudence. It really goes all the way back to Magna Carta in 1215, where the nobles went to King John and said, there's certain things that even you as king can't do to us. And indeed, move forward to the middle of the period of the Stuarts. Here you had Parliament in 1769 passing the Habeas Corpus Act. And what it said, what habeas means, habeas corpus, is you have the body, or bring me the body. And it's a request to the monarch in England or to the government of the United States, bring the person who's in your custody before a court, so that the court may decide whether or not they're being lawfully held and lawfully detained. In a sense, it's the pair of pliers that the courts can use when there's ongoing activity by the executive branch to pull that activity, to pull the individual into the court and say, let's start applying the rule of law. Maybe you're acting in concert with the rule of law, maybe you're not. We insist this person is before us as we decide whether or not that's happening. Now, that writ of habeas corpus is now in the United States Constitution, Article 1, Section 9, Clause 2, and it says, except in cases of rebellion or invasion, it cannot be suspended.
Jack, I want to comment on how lucky we are to have your explanation of the history and importance of habeas corpus, particularly given what we're hearing about threats to remove such remedy. I mean, there are very few people, I think, who know as much and who have litigated habeas corpus as you. So thanks to